Alright, let's pack on my hospital bag for baby number 2. It's 8 o'clock at night. I just took a shower. I am 34 weeks pregnant and I am having a really hard time doing things because I'm so exhausted and I feel motivated to do this, so let's do it. The first thing you need to do is locate, there's one, the bags that I'm gonna use. Here's one. Can't go wrong with the classic Vera Bradley. This is so dusty. My plan is to bring 2 bags. This thing is so dusty. We clearly don't go anywhere. So let me wipe this off and explain to you my thought process. This is my second baby. It's my second time doing this. I feel like I have a good idea of what I need and don't need. So I'll show you everything that I'm packing. If you haven't, you don't need to watch it. If you haven't seen my first hospital packing video from when I had my son, he was born in August of 2023. I have a lot longer list. This is going to be much shorter and I'll kind of explain to you like how I'm packing, and I'll also give you a list of things I'm not bringing and a reason and all that fun stuff. And I'll link everything below. I'm gonna try to make like a checklist that you can use, so I'll link that below as well so you can like put it on your phone or print it or whatever. You can pack your hospital bag. So like I said, I'm gonna have 2 bags, and if you're unfamiliar with a labor and delivery, which I'm assuming is why you're watching this video, I watched a ton when I was first-time mom, and the way that it normally works, if you go into labor naturally, I had an induction, but either way, you will go to the hospital. If you go into labor naturally, you may go into triage, which is just a small room where they monitor you and make sure that you're far enough along to be admitted. If you're induced, you automatically go into a birthing suite. Once you're in the birthing suite, that's when you'll want to bring in your luggage, and this is why I have 2 bags. So I'm going to pack 1 bag that is specifically labor and delivery, and then 1 bag that is postpartum baby and me wing. So I don't have to haul a bunch of stuff because you're going to end up moving after you have your baby to another room. For labor and delivery, it's very minimal. I think overall your stay in the hospital, we were there for 3 days. I'm hoping to only be there for 2 days this time, but you really, I know everybody says you don't need to bring anything, which is 100% true. You don't need to bring anything. They're going to have everything for you. It's just a matter of comfort and just preference. Like, what do you want? What do you want when you're having a baby and when you're recovering? So that's what these are. This is like my preference, the things that I'm gonna want, the things that I liked having, while also not, bringing everything to the hospital. So the first thing, since I'm only 34 weeks, I'm almost 35, I'm not gonna have everything packed because like some stuff is things that I use day to day, but I'm gonna try to pack as much as I can. So I'm gonna use my Vera Bradley as my labor and delivery, and then I'll have my other bag for postpartum. So the first thing, everybody always says bring a long charger, which obviously I do that, but I'm gonna bring an extension cord. I think this is like 10 feet, so, and it has a bunch of outlets. So I think that's gonna be more practical. I really didn't end up using my phone that much. I was on my iPad some the first time when my induction started. I went into the hospital you can watch my whole birth video also if you're curious, but I went into the hospital at noon, started getting induced at like 12:30, started having like real heavy contractions at 5, and then gave birth the next morning at 10. So like there wasn't a lot of downtime. I slept a lot through the night. I got an epidural, so I really didn't like use my phone that much, but obviously you're gonna want to have a charger. The next thing I'm gonna bring is, I'm using it right now to check off my list, but I'm gonna bring my iPad. Like I said, there was some downtime, so I watched some shows while I was waiting, and I thought I would use it postpartum, but I really didn't use it at all. I slept a lot. I'm gonna bring a blanket. You have sheets and a blanket, but it's just nice to have like some of your home comforts. So I'm gonna bring a blanket and a pillow, and then I'll bring my water bottle. They do give you, I'll show you. This is the water bottle that I got when I had my son. So they do give you a water bottle. You obviously don't need to bring one, but just in case you can't have too much water, I'm gonna have my husband and my mom there. So the more the merrier with the water bottles. And then the last thing that I'm gonna bring for labor is I have a little, I think it's a Canon like point and shoot camera. I'm gonna bring that, and I have like a little tiny tripod. So what I did the first time, my husband was there, my mom was there. My mom took a bunch of photos and videos on my phone, but what I did was have her set up my little camera on like a side table and just film as soon as I started pushing. So I think it's like a 45-minute video, but it was just off to the side recording the whole thing. So I have like his birth, pushing out my placenta, getting the stitches, all the great things. But it was nice to just have like an uninterrupted video, and she was able to capture more of like the moments between me and my husband and like the baby. Just an idea, if somebody has an extra phone that you could borrow to use while you're pushing, like I think that would be great. I knew I wanted a old school birth video that I could look back on. That is what I'm gonna bring to my labor and delivery. I really, like I said, don't need much. Probably could throw most of this in my purse. Right now there's only one thing in here because I use most of that stuff day to day. Like I said, you don't need to bring anything to the hospital, but you get so much stuff at the hospital. I felt like we needed like extra bags to take everything home in. So if you kind of like pack a big bag with not a lot of stuff, you'll have room for like the extra diapers or wipes or pads, or I don't know, there's just a lot of stuff that you get when you have a baby. It'll be nice to have extra room this time. That is labor and delivery. And then what I'm gonna bring for postpartum. So once you have the baby, I had him, they stitched me up, and then about an hour later I had to go use the bathroom. And then once I was able to do that, they came in with like a wheelchair and cart, and they wheeled us up to the mommy and baby wing where we were for the rest of our hospital stay. And then that is when my husband went and got like his bag, my other bag, like we had a little cooler of snacks. So like that's kind of when we like settled in more so than in the labor and delivery wing. So I have this bag I'm gonna fill up. So I am gonna bring my own Perry bottle. They're gonna give you one at the hospital, but it doesn't have, it's just like a normal bottle. So it would be like a squeeze bottle. It's not gonna have this angle, which I find much more convenient. So I ended up buying my own. So I'm bringing that, and I'm also gonna bring some Epsom salt. I'm just gonna put it in like a little baggie. You don't need much, but when you make your Perry bottle, you're gonna wanna use warm water. Obviously you could use cold, but that's not gonna be pleasant, at least in my opinion. So you're gonna wanna like warm up your water, fill up your Perry bottle, put a little bit of Epsom salt in it, and then use that to clean your incision or, you know, your area, your vagina. So I'm bringing my own of that. And I'm also bringing, for my postpartum recovery, adult diapers. So they do give you these like mesh underwear and these giant pads, which are fine. They're just unstructured. They're like mesh. They are obviously disposable they are made with the intention of being disposable, so they're not great. They were like rolling. I don't know. I just felt like a diaper was a better solution. So I'm gonna bring probably like 6 or 7 of these. And then one thing you can do, which is a hack that I learned, so you're not changing them as often, like you're still gonna be changing, but not like your diaper, is to put one of the big pads in your diaper, so you can just pull that out and then just put your diaper back on. So it just makes it easier. You're not changing your whole diaper every time you go to the bathroom. I'll probably pack some more, or at least we live like 5 minutes from the hospital, so I'm planning on putting like a little area together of like extra things that I might want, but I'm not gonna bring, in case I decide I need them and someone can just run home and get them, because it's not very far away. I'm also gonna bring nipple cream. If you don't have any, they will have some at the hospital, but you're gonna wanna buy more, because they gave me like the tiniest little sample of like, you know, 1 ounce of cream, which didn't do a lot. You need a lot of nipple cream in my opinion. If you want a whole video on my breastfeeding opinions, I would be happy to make that as well. But I like this. It's a Laneige. I like it better in a little squeeze bottle. That works really well. You can put on your nipples. It's safe for them to feed even once you have it on. You're probably gonna want something like that. I've never tried the discs, but I think definitely want some sort of cream. The last thing I'm packing, like for me postpartum, I'm gonna bring one of these. I went ahead and bought these like witch hazel pads. They gave us one at the hospital, but I ran out when I got home, so I went ahead and ordered some so I'd have them. They are these like little circular pads. They kind of are the size of like the makeup remover pads that you can use, and they just go in your underwear. So when you're putting your diaper or your pad on, you just kind of put a couple down under it, and it's just got some like healing additives. It's cooling, like it just feels better. So I highly recommend these. Like I said, I'm gonna bring one of these to the hospital. The last thing I usually don't see on people's lists, but it's just something you should be bringing with you to the hospital for your labor and delivery, is any medication that you need. If you take anything regularly, make sure you have that packed. You don't want to be without it for, 3 or 4 weeks, and you definitely don't want to pay hospital prices for it. I would even suggest bringing like some Tylenol and Advil with you as well. Okay. Now the fun part. I think some of this stuff is in my son's room. We had to rearrange our dressers to make room for we're in the master bedroom, and this is also where the nursery is going to be. I had to rearrange some things, so I'm not always on top of where everything is at the moment. So I'll have to finish packing some of this later, but like I said, I'll go through the whole list. I am going to bring my nursing pillow. This is the Dr. Brown's nursing pillow. To me, it's better than the Boppy. That's all I have to say. It's better. But I really enjoyed having a nursing pillow instead of just a regular pillow. I think it helped. It brings the baby up to you. It just made nursing a lot easier in my opinion. So I'm bringing that. I'm also gonna bring some nursing bras. I obviously, like I said, I have a lot of opinions about nursing and nursing wear and all of that stuff. So I have bigger boobs. I was a CD before I got pregnant. I'm like a quadruple D now. Like they just really, get big when I'm pregnant and breastfeeding. So I'm gonna bring some nursing bras, and specifically nursing bras that have padding in them. I'll see if I can find them. I have a couple of nursing tank tops I got from Target that have like the padded shelf bra, and then I have a couple of pumping nursing bras that also have the pad in them. I found it really helpful to like soak up if you leak at all. When you're in the hospital, your milk's still coming in, so it's not as big of an issue. But I like wearing those over wearing like these removable pads. I prefer just a padded bra, and these are just fabric pads that you can stick in your bra, and they'll absorb any like milk that leaks out. Later on, I'd say around like 3 to 4 months, once you're in a good routine and your boobs are producing the right amount and you're not having any excess, is when I started to wear bras that did not have padding. I was still wearing nursing bras, but I didn't feel like I needed as much padding. I am gonna bring a robe. This is just like a flannel, very unsexy robe. I think I spent like the entire time I was in the hospital wearing a nursing bra and this robe and my mesh underwear, and I never put pants on the entire time or any like cute outfit. So I definitely needed the robe, definitely packing that. I think I will pack like a lounge outfit set and probably something to wear home, but I was like not trying to impress anybody. I don't think I actually left the room the entire time we were there. So I will need a robe. I'll be wearing that. And then I will also be bringing a towel. Let me go ahead and grab that as well. So I'm assuming like the hospital does have towels, but you just had a baby. You're like trying to like feel like a person. And the last thing that I want to do is dry off with like this tiny thin square. So I'm bringing a beach towel. We did this last time, and it's just nice to have like a full towel that you can like actually wrap around yourself when you're showering. And shower shoes. I'm assuming that the showers are clean. I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I just wanted to wear shower shoes. So I'm bringing just some like flip-flops to wear in the shower. I'm also gonna bring obviously a toiletry bag with, toothpaste. I have like a shampoo, conditioner set, hairbrush, chapstick, Vaseline, any of that like kind of stuff obviously you're gonna want to bring. I'm probably not gonna worry about bringing any makeup. I'll probably want to bring my hairbrush, but definitely bring earplugs and then like an eye mask or like a headband that you can put over your eyes. I ended up just using a pillow to put over my eyes, but the earplugs were great because like the baby's making noise. If you have people coming in and out, like it's nice to just block out that sound and actually take a decent nap. I am gonna bring some socks. I thought about bringing slippers, but I'm not gonna worry about it. I think I'm just gonna bring, like I said, the shower shoe slides, and if I need to put those on, I can. And I'm just gonna pack just like a pair of fuzzy slippers to wear. I don't really think I wore them last time, but it's winter. I gave birth in August, and now I'm giving birth in February, so I wanna be warm just in case. And then I'll also I have a couple of nursing pajamas, so I'll probably bring like one set of that. It's just like a nursing top and shorts, so I'll probably bring a couple of sets of pajamas. Like I said, they're in my son's room, so I can't grab them at the moment. You probably want something to sleep in if you don't just want to sleep in your bra and a robe and your diaper. And then the last thing for us is I'm gonna pack some snacks. I did not do a good job last time of packing snacks. I thought I did, but I didn't. I don't know what I was thinking, but I wasn't thinking through food, and they only bring food for the mom, not the dad or anybody else. So if you know you're waiting for visitors, like luckily my parents were in town, so they were able to like come visit and they'd bring us like lunch or a dinner. But at the time, this was like 45 minutes away. We were starving. Zach was starving. So I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna bring like a little Gatorade powder packets. I'm gonna pack like West bars and granola bars and just have more snack options than we did the first time. So that's all of the stuff for me. And then I'm also gonna pack a bunch of stuff for the baby. So I'll pull that out. I have it over. It's still like organized pretty decently. So the first time I gave birth, I guess I was just overwhelmed, or like I wasn't really thinking through. I don't know. I was just not thinking. I didn't really bring anything for the baby other than something to wear home for the hospital. So our son spent the whole 3 days just in like swaddles and diapers and the hospital swaddles. So I'm gonna do a better job. I'm gonna pack like some cute swaddles this time and some cute onesies, especially because like we're gonna want to take pictures while he's there. So I'm gonna pack a receiving blanket and a swaddle. I'm not gonna worry about packing any of the sleep sacks. And then I'm gonna pack a couple of newborn onesies. This is the onesie that Bear wore home from the hospital, so we're gonna pack that. And then I'm technically due February 15th, so you were kind of thinking of him as like a Valentine's Day baby. So I got this little onesie, and then I got Bear a matching pajama set. So I'm hoping that when he comes to meet the baby, like they can both be wearing that. And then I got this cute little dinosaur heart one as well. I think that'll be enough. I'm not anticipating having to change him a ton. And then we got these. I'll probably bring 1 or 2 of these. Like at the hospital, the last time we were there, it's just this little shirt and it has the little hand cover so you can cover their hands so they can't scratch themselves. I felt like these are really helpful because you could change their diaper without getting them undressed at all, and you can still cover their hands. I'm also gonna bring a couple little hats. Obviously they're gonna have hats at the hospital, but this is a cute couple options. And then I'm going to bring a few pairs of socks. I know a lot of people like to buy mittens, but I don't think that they stay on their hands very well. Socks go up their wrists better, and so they, in my opinion, stay on much better than the mittens do. So I'm going to bring 3 pairs of those if I can find the color that I want. And then that is it. So like I said, I'm not packing a ton. There's not much you need to bring. Like I said, they're gonna have everything for you. When I went into labor, I just wore the gown. I didn't bother bringing anything special. And then the last thing, I haven't gotten it yet, but I need to get a gift for Bear from the baby. I think he's still a little too young to understand, but he will be 18 months when the baby's born. So I'm hoping that he can like have a little bit of a positive experience from that. So I need to get him a gift from the baby, and that's it. And then I have to go into labor. So I do have a list of things I'm not bringing. And so just to de-influence you, there's so many videos of like the same things, and I fell into that the first time. So the first thing that I'm not bringing is a fan. I was not having a natural labor. I got an epidural. I did not sweat. It was unnecessary. Maybe if you're having a natural birth, you want one, but I bought that Amazon fan that everybody buys. It sucked. We didn't even use it for our stroller like I thought we would. You're better off getting like a Ryobi fan and clipping it to something, because the one on Amazon, don't waste your money. Like I said, I'm not bringing my own delivery gown. The one, I'm fine with the one they give you at the hospital. I don't care what I'm wearing. I just want to have this baby. I don't need to have a special outfit. And by the time like the baby's out, you're basically naked anyways. So that's like the least of my worries. I'm not buying or bringing my own clothes for labor. For baby, I'm not bringing an electric nail file. I brought that the first time. Nail clippers work way better than nail file. They're supposed to like stop when they touch skin, but their hands are so small. Like it just didn't work out for me. It was much easier to trim his nails, and still is, with a regular nail clipper. So I'll just use that. I'm assuming they'll have one at the hospital, but I'll probably bring one of those too. Postpartum underwear, I was really worried about bringing that last time, but I wore diapers and that mesh underwear, so I don't even need to bring any underwear. It's like the opposite of girls packing and bringing too much underwear. This is like the one time you don't need to bring any underwear. I'm not bringing my pump. I'm gonna have it set out in case I do want it and I want somebody to come get it, but I'm planning to breastfeed, so I don't think I'm gonna need it. I'm not gonna try to build a stash or do anything while I'm at the hospital, since hopefully I'll only be there for 2 days, but I will have like it available if I need it. But the hospitals typically have a pump you can use if that's something that you're gonna need. You don't necessarily have to bring your own, but I would suggest if you have a pump, go ahead and familiarize yourself with it. It's way easier than you think it is, but just go ahead and get like comfortable with it if you think that's something that you're going to use from the beginning. And I would do that with most stuff. Like, go ahead and unbox everything and figure it out. You don't want to do it with a baby. Do it now. It's easier now. And the last thing is any special outfit. When I had a bear, like I showed you, he had that little light blue lamb outfit that I put him in, and then I had bought like this cute little set from Gap that was like a sweater and little shorts, and it looked cute, but I was super uncomfortable. And aside from like a couple pictures, I didn't want to be in it, but I felt like, oh, I had built up in my head what it was going to look like going home from the hospital, and I don't care this time. Like, I'm probably gonna honestly look like this going home from the hospital. Like, I'm gonna wear sweats, something comfortable. I don't need to be like super cute. Bye.